Yo guys, I hope you're having an amazing day. In this video, we're going to talk about Killzones. Killzones are basically your time windows inside your trading day where your highest probability trades will take place in. We're going to use the Judas swing as earlier discussed in this channel to frame trades in combination with your Killzones. We're going to see the difference between Forex and indices Killzones, and we're going to discuss how the new ICT Silver Bullet, what role plays this inside this story. Without further ado, let's dive in. Before we dive into the specific kill zones and the specific times, you must know the difference between the Forex kill zones and the indices kill zones. It's a small difference, but if you're executing on the wrong kill zone, it's just a waste of your capital. The Asian session is for both groups the same, and London as well. The Asian is from 8 till midnight, and London is from 2 to 5 a.m. And maybe you're asking what time zone? You should always choose New York. So currently it's -5. When there's a changing time, sometimes it's -4, but always do New York time and you should be good. For the Forex kill zones, Asian in London, 2 to 5, and then New York starts at 7, ends at 10. London closed is from 10 till 12, and after 12, you shouldn't trade Forex anymore. Then for indices, Asian and London are the same, from 8 till midnight and from 2 to 5. But the difference here is the New York AM session for indices starts at 8 and ends at 11. And we also trade the New York BM session for the indices, and that starts at 1:30 till 4 p.m. Now let's dive into the charts and see examples how the kill zones incorporate into your current knowledge of trading and how you can frame setups around the specific kill zones. When you are at the chart, you always want to mark out the different kill zones. You want to know where you are inside the kill zone, especially if you're a newer trader. So the first thing on a daily basis, what you should do is mark the midnight. We are in New York time, so this is midnight. After you've marked out the midnight, you should go mark the Asian session. So it's from 8 till midnight, from here until here. And I always want to mark the high and the low. I'll make this blue. This is our Asian session. Then the London kill zone, it's from 2 right here till 5. Make this orange. And we have a New York AM session is from, we are currently at the GU. So we're in Forex, so it's from 7 till 10. And let's make this one green. And now we have our London close from 10 to 12. When you have your kill zones marked out, it's really easy to navigate your certain setups. For example, in a previous video, we discussed the Judas swing. So it takes one side of Asia and then swings the other way. You see, swing here, come back into the fair value gap right here and trades away. We're going to talk about specific setups in a minute, but like you and me, we don't want to do this every day on every pair because that's just a waste of time. So you have indicators for this. Yes, you can do this yourself, but let's make our life easier. So I'm going to delete this right now. And there's an indicator. It's called ICT Kill Zones and Pivots. If you go to indicators, it's this one from Trade for All. And if you enable this, your kill zones are appearing right now. So let's go over the settings. So how do you need to prepare this indicator for your own trading? The session drawing limit, I like to do it for 3. So it's not, when you go back in time, it's not going to be all over the place like 100 days back. I like to do it on 3. Your time frame limit, so if you go above, for example, for me, the 30 minutes, it doesn't show anymore. For example, if I'm at the 1 hour, it doesn't show. If I'm at the 15 minute, it does. Time zone, GMT -5, because we are in New York. Always do the New York. So if time changes to UTC -4 again, you should also edit this to -4. A label size, you can do whatever you want. I like them tiny. I like my charts really clean. The cutoff time is at New York close. It's at 4. And I will just leave my settings right here. So I want to show the kill zone boxes. If you toggle this off, it isn't showing. So I don't like that. And for the kill zones, you can do whatever you want. I like the Asian London. I have here the New York AM from the indices. So if you want to do from the Forex, you can do from 7 till 10. So if you're going to trade Forex, you need to edit this. You can always do the New York lunch. I don't like that. So for example, if you're going to do Forex, I want to do London close to add as well. That's from 10 to 12. And we're not trading this for Forex. You can also show pivots. Those are lines. You see the lines appearing right here. I don't like that. I like the box more, but if you like this, show labels, Asian high, Asian low, London low. So I'm talking this off. So only the color of the boxes with like a lower transparency and the open I want marked out. And what I like as well is to have the day of the week at the bottom. So I know, okay, we are the Thursday, November 9th. So for example, if you have a specific time you want to have, you can edit it as well. So I have to open right here from 0 to 01, first minute. But if you want to edit time, do it here. Also for the timestamps. I haven't touched this, so you can just leave it on. So let's close this. And now you have your Asia, you have your London session, you have your New York open, and you have the London close. If you want to do this on indices, it's completely the same process. I would recommend do all the boxes yourself. Just use an indicator. It makes your life way easier and way to trade, not to draw pictures. And with that said, let's dive into some examples where you can use the Killzones to frame trades around. Okay, for this first example, let's take an example from today. And if we go take a look at the higher time frame, we see there's quite a consolidation going on for the last few days, but there's a few levels that stick out really well. And the one that sticks out the most is this one. And why this one? It's because the order flow is bullish. We have a high time frame target, and that's the all-time high. So we expect bullish price movement. So all our trades will preferably be longs. So let's go back to the 5-minute time frame, and let's take out our kill zones. We have the settings correct, so this will be the Asia. And what we want to see, as discussed previously in the Judo swing video, where we have accumulation, manipulation, distribution. And most of the times this happens in the sessions. So we have the consolidation, accumulation in Asia, with the manipulation in London, and towards the New York Open, we'll get the distribution, the big leg up. And we had our obvious target right here. So what if we use these kill zones, and specifically we're going to talk about in a minute about the Silver Bullet kill zones, as ICT loves to teach. Well, let's take an overview on what's going to happen. So it's currently midnight. Let's play the market. And where does London start? We have the kill zone marked out. It's here at 2. Let's take a look at what the market wants to do. And when you're hunting for a Judo swing, what you want to see is the displacement, leaving fair value gaps. Movement down. And where do we see displacement? We see here already some displacement going on. I hope you see it as well. We got a fair value gap here around the open. So we're going to mark this out as well. And you see this big spike up. This is significant. When I see this in price, I would want to look at these levels. So see these fair value gap. Yes, it does. And we have our higher time frame target right here. And price is pushing higher after the manipulation. So this is the green light. I took this trade as well on my demo account today. I shared it in Telegram. Here you should look for fair value gap. And what's the most obvious? We have 1, we have 2, and we have 3. And when there are 3, I always want to take the first one. So if you would take a London trade, what I would do is put it on the start of the fair value gap, let it breathe so it can go all the way down here and your ID could be still valid. So for example, you could put it below this fair value gap or maybe below this low. And as it's only 10 pips, I'm just going to do this because we have a higher time frame target. And it is the Wednesday high, the level we just marked out. To give you a reminder, it's this one, a little higher. This is our target. We want bullishness in the market. Let's play this out. Okay, we see movement inside the value gap, and now it must react to the upside. Without big reaction to the upside, your ID could be invalid. That's okay. You can take a loss, but here you see the price movement will tell you the story. Check this down and see how the candles are closing upwards. And this is a good sign. When the bodies are respecting the mean threshold of the fair value gap and all the bodies are going up, I like that. So even if it touches a few more, where you see as well, price trades down, but it closes in the green. For this candle, it does the same, and you see movement upwards. And it's almost 4. And here at 4, you see movement up. You have a level right here you can target, or you can take this level here. But we have the higher time frame analysis. We are better than this. We can also target this one. But this is all obvious highs. And when price has a obvious higher time frame target, as we see here, and all these swing lows to targets, this is all buy side liquidity. It is a really high probability that price wants to push through all these swing highs because there's buy side liquidity and reach the high time frame target. Okay, this is nice. We almost had no drawdown. This is great. And let's play this out. Now the New York session starts. Okay, really important note here. When you are trading New York and you're not trading London, you've missed this setup. So I'm going to minimize this one because we are focusing on a New York setup. For trading indices, New York is the best time zone. Let's see what price does here. I can also go to the 15-minute time frame for this, whatever you prefer. I would like my higher time analysis to look at the 15-minute, because then you can see that there is a lovely fair value gap right here on the 15-minute that gets respected with the bodies. And then go back to the 5-minute to check, okay, what's going on inside that 15-minute fair value gap. And what happened inside this 15-minute fair value gap, there's another 5-minute fair value gap where we probably can trade up from. And then it's almost New York open, 9:15, 9:30 is New York open, and an exact 9:30 open, we get a big spike upwards. And here's where things get interesting, because most traders will just say, oh, I missed the move, and look how much I'm up already. It's already up from the bottom over 145 points. I'm never going to get a good entry, blah, blah, blah. This is limited thinking, guys, because we have still a high time frame target to be hit. If that's today, it's tomorrow, but we have a really nice thing going on here because it's respecting its PD raise. The discount rate that got respected. We have our classic AMD formation with a higher time frame target. We still have some swing highs to be taken out in the form of our high time frame target. So what you can do is now hunt for same fair value gap on the 15-minute or the 5-minute. Let's do it on the 5-minute. Really important here when you're marking this is how does the price respect the fair value gap? It trades back into this and it trades away. Even on the 15-minute, it's still not a fair value gap. I like to validate my IDs when I think, okay, I see this price action. Do I trust it? I would trust on the 5-minute, but do I trust on the 15-minute? No, because there's still no fair value gap made because this candle needs to close first. So let's pull down for the next 15-minute candle, and this looks really nice because right here we have another fair value gap. I'm going to remove the 5-minute. Let's just stick to the 15-minute here. We can also do it on the 5-minute, and price trades in this fair value gap really clean. Also on the 5-minute, let's take a look at this as well and see how price responds towards fair value gap. Again, you get like 1, 2, 3 entries before price moves up and hits the higher time frame target. It was today, guys. It was not like a random trade I searched for hours for online to get you the best example. No, this was just today. This happens every day. You just need to find the pair where it matches the most. Where do you have a high time frame target? We had the higher time frame target in the form of a buy side liquidity. And if we look on the daily, we also have a all-time high to be accounted for right here on July. Let's take a look at another example. This time we're not on the indices, but we are on the Euro US dollar. So there we go to check with our kill zones again. The difference was the New York AM. I already edited it. It's 7 till 10 for the AM session. And let's take a look at a higher time frame target. We are at the 4-hour and we have some really clear targets to be reached. We are bullish. Our order flow is very bullish and currently we're a little consolidation, but we're expecting a move upwards because we have buy side liquidity here. And if you go to the daily, you have another buy side liquidity here and even a daily fair value gap. So lots of premium arrays to be targeted. And let's check what price wants to do. We're going to take a look at the kill zones again. And here I want to show you a secret I'm using because the classic Judas swing, where you have your Asian manipulation distribution, did not happen here. That's strange, right? Because you're expecting a daily Judas swing on every pair. No, you do not. You look where it happens. So if you are expecting bullish order flow, you want price to consolidate your Asia, your London trade downwards because we are expecting a Judas swing upwards, and then catching the move towards the higher time frame target. But here on the Thursday, we haven't got anything. We just traded upwards, and here an aggressive move down. So that's interesting to see how can we use this knowledge for tomorrow's trading for on Friday. I'm going to skip ahead towards Friday. Asia session, it's consolidating. What you usually see is if Asia is not taken out on a specific day, on the next day or the day after, the Asia session will be targeted as a form of manipulation. We still have the higher time frame target in the premium areas, in the bullish side we already have marked. So all we're looking for is a trade below yesterday's low or even lower. If that doesn't happen, you just don't engage and wait for the price move. And if price would have just trade right here upwards, you missed the trade and that's okay. But we're looking for liquidity runs in this form of a manipulation. We want liquidity to be taken, and liquidity is right here on this swing low, on this swing low, on this swing low, on this swing low. But we prefer session liquidity from the Asian session. So again, we expecting the higher time frame Judas swing, and exactly at 2, we see a sharp move downwards. I'm going to the 5 minutes to show you all the action. In my mind, I was hoping for this because this is a weird area, right? This is on a Wednesday in the evening. There's no low to be set in a Wednesday evening. That doesn't make sense, right? Lows and highs usually are being set around the New York session or a London session, but not outside the kill zone. This is a really gem I want you to write down right now. If a low or high is set outside one of the kill zones, you should expect that low or high is not going to hold for very long. So let's see if we see some displacement after our target is hit. This is really aggressive and really early in the move. In the first hour of London, boom, big move down. And we have our high from the A is still intact. So the Judas idea is still intact. And after an important level for yourself is being hit, you don't just go randomly press the buy button around here. You want to see reaction. You want to see confirmation about your trade idea. And how can you see confirmation? With displacement, a market structure shift. See how the candles react from here. You already see a fair value gap forming right here, but it's not the confirmation yet. You want preferably a second one. And this is a really nice confirmation. We see a tap into the fair value gap and then boom, upwards. So now I will be interesting to hunt for a setup. We had a market structure shift. It broke structure right here. So let's see if there's a fair value gap left right here. No, it doesn't. But the bodies tell the story. The bodies want to go up. Here you see you need a really nice trade. So they give you one chance inside we're going to talk about it in a second, in the Silver Bullet, London Silver Bullet between 3 and 4. They give you one entry. It hits the Asian and it retraces and it moves higher. But did it hit our area yet? No, it doesn't. So we're going to look at, okay, we didn't trade London, for example. We were asleep. Let's see if it gives us another entry. And what do you have right here? What do you see? We already had this fair value gap on a 5 minute. We could have entered, but we missed it. So we're going to hunt for a New York setup, targeting the buy side liquidity, and where can we expect price to come down to? We have over here a order block. What's really powerful is an order block and a fair value gap combined. This is an order block, and we also have a fair value gap right there. See if we on a 5 minute we can find even more. This is really powerful because it's exactly the same on a 5 minute. So if I would take a trade, I don't want price to come back down here. And why I don't want it is because we have this downward candles. This shouldn't be fine. This is one big order block. Let's see under 1 hour if we can get more visual. It shouldn't trade down toward this order block. It could trade, for example, in this 1 hour for value gap. It could spike in here, but it doesn't. It cannot get below it. So when I know this, I want to enter the top of the value gap, and price can spike in the 1 hour for value gap. So I'm putting it below. 12 pips is enough because we have a really clear target, and then 35. So we have a 3RR. This will be the trade. You can set a order limit or whatever. This is last Friday, and let's see what price does. Also looking at time, it's not our kill zone. And remember, you're not engaging without the kill zones. So you need to wait until 7 to even engage. And before 7, it already hits our target. What do you do right now? Are you going to enter or going to wait? The answer is you wait. Because when price already enters before the kill zone, then that move will not be the stop of it. It reacts nicely, patiently waiting until 7, until now. So now, if price comes back to our area, we can engage. And it does. It even takes out these early buyers. It is what price likes to do. That's why we use kill zones. People who bought here got a really nice around 10 pip move upwards. They were like, okay, yeah, we're good. Let's go buy. And they will put their trades on break even right here. And then price will take them out once more, the early buyers, the ones that are impatient and bought outside their kill zone. So I would enter on this candle exactly. So it could spike down here. That's okay. Yes, you draw down, but I just don't like to miss a trade. This is fine. You have a 3R. That's okay. See what price does. Comes back even more. And this is a really scary move for most traders because, okay, price did move up, but it comes all the way back. Are you going to take your trade out? No, you are accepting the risk and let it ride. And here again, you don't take your trade and break even. We have our kill zone. It's not, this is just for a reason, guy. You have your kill zone. And it's a long haul. It's over 2 hours already, and you still had not your target. But if you have belief in your trade, we have a really clear buy side liquidity. It will hit it eventually. And when does it hit it? What time? it hits it at the start of the PM session. The last thing I want to touch on in this video are the silver bullet windows. This is what ICT introduced in his 2023 mentorship this year. And it's basically the windows, time windows, is 1 hour per session where you can find a really clear setup, and that hits every single day. So you have a clear draw on liquidity. What you're basically doing is narrowing down your kill zone into 1 hour, so you don't need to, you'll get the trades all day, only come up in these few windows and you get a good trade. If you want to learn more about the silver bullet and all the details and specifics, please check out ICT's channel. It's an amazing source of free value, and I base all my trades around his knowledge. I even wrote a whole PDF about it. You can find it in a Telegram channel. But if we use these silver bullets on, for example, the trade we just created, I'm going to remove our trade right here. I'm going to remove the indicator as well, and let's mark out 10 and let's mark out 11. This is our silver bullet window, and between 10 and 11. There is on the 1 minute or the 30-second chart, or even lower, also on the 5 minute, most success you'll get on the 1 minute. There's a really clear trade you can take, not to take the whole move, but to take a really easy draw on liquidity. So for example, if I would trade the silver bullet right here, I would check, okay, where are liquidity pools? We have the obvious daily target, but the first liquidity pool we can find is this swing high. So this will be my target for the silver bullet trade. And what I want to do, I want to find displacement and a fair value gap entry. That's my silver bullet. So we created a fair value gap right here. And on the 10-14, we could have a clean trade towards the liquidity pool. Stop is below this fair value gap and order block. And you had a really nice 4-1. If you don't like this stop loss, you can even put it under this low, which had a really nice trade. If you miss this, that can happen. There are more trades because we know this is the power silver bullet. Inside the silver bullet window, price wants to draw towards the liquidity pool. And this is the liquidity pool we have right here. And we also see, for example, this is a smaller trade. But again, displacement, even for value gap, you can take a trade here, low below here. It's a really small trade, but it gives you a 1-to-1 closer to the end of the silver bullet window. We can do the same for the London silver bullet. It's between 3 and 4. And if we remember it correctly, we had the Judas swing we were anticipating with the Asian consolidation, a little bit of distribution. So we would look for liquidity pools on the upside. And where are obvious liquidity pools within this silver bullet? You can go for this high with the fair value gap here, this high plus fair value gap. You can also target this high right here or this high, but there's really much upside to be had right here. And let's check if we can find a 1 minute silver bullet. So we look for displacement and big displacement. We see this one. This is quite a big fair value gap, and also in this one. So you could have taken a trade right here after this displacement with low below this low, or even below this low, and the target will be this high, for example, this high. I would also always aim for at least 1-to-1 or 1-to-2, or you could take the trade right here, and this will be your London silver bullet. So a few minutes ago, we took trades from the 15 and 5 minute, but if you come back to the silver bullet basics, you can even narrow down your trading session into 1 hour and look inside the 1 hour for your obvious draw liquidity. There was the upside for us in this specific day on both sessions, and we have established a clear trade idea around this silver bullet. I hope you enjoyed this video about the kill zones, about the silver bullets, how you frame trades around it, and how you can incorporate both the Judas swing inside these sessions, and then you can narrow down your sessions even more with the silver bullet if you have a clear draw liquidity. I really enjoyed teaching this, considering opening a 2024 mentorship where I'm going live stream as well to give you even more value and to grow together as traders and to become profitable, become better persons, become better traders. And that's my goal. That's a big rant. But I really appreciate you watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe, share it with all your trading friends. And that said, I'll see you in the next one.